Today's video is going to be very exciting, and I'm going to start it off by asking you the question: did you know that tapping into and aligning with your body's natural rhythms, the monthly cycle, can unlock so many benefits to your energy and your spiritual growth? In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you 7 powerful reasons that you should be tapping into and aligning with these natural rhythms of your monthly cycle, so that you can also start to discover how working with these rhythms can completely transform your life. And if that is something that you're interested in, then keep watching, because you do not want to miss any of these insights. Before we jump straight into this video, guys, I just want to say thank you so much for your support. Thank you so much for your comments and your likes. It really does help the channel. And I also love to have conversations with you guys, chat to you about spiritual stuff and personal transformation. So if you do get any value from this video, be sure to drop a comment and hit the subscribe button so that you don't miss any videos in the future. But for now, let's just jump straight in. First reason that living by your cycle is so beneficial for your spiritual growth and balance is because you will experience having more energy. When you start to tune in with these natural rhythms and the seasons of each month, of each cycle, you will be nurturing your body. Instead of going against the grain, you will be working with nature, and this will help you to experience more energy. And I'll give you an example. So when it is the menstrual part of my cycle, the bleed part, the week where I'm bleeding, I tend to slow down, and I will really allow my body to rest and have more rest time, more meditation, going inwards and listening. And where I have allowed my body to rest when it needs to rest and when it's doing certain things, I'm going to have more energy, because it's not like working in overtime, trying to do everything all at once. What is one thing that you have learned since tuning in with your cycle? Let me know in the comments below, because I am still a student about this and I would love to hear your stories. So let me know in the comments. And this brings me to the second point, which is overcoming that feeling of guilt for needing rest. So I grew up kind of being told that, we have to just get over it, and everyone experiences period pains, everyone has the menstrual cycle, so if you can't get on with it, then you're pretty much weak. And that, I think, is a toxic attitude towards our cycles, because when we understand that that time of being on our moon time, our bleed time, is a time for rest and rejuvenation and listening, going inwards, which has so many gifts and blessings when we do this, we don't need to feel guilt. If we are experiencing lots of period pains and we're really tired, we shouldn't feel guilt for wanting to rest. But it's also normal for us to feel guilt because of the attitudes that society has towards our cycles, and that we should be in this go, go, go kind of energy where we should just never ever stop. And that is, I think, starting to change as we become more educated and learn more about our cycles. And this is something I'm really passionate about, teaching women to tune into their bodies so that we can start to create a society that has more of an understanding of how we do have differences to men and how our bodies aren't working in the exact same way as them. So the third benefit and powerful reason to tune into your body and the natural rhythms of your body is this is a great way for you to create rituals for manifestation. So you can do this by tuning in with the moon. I mean, back in the day when women were more in tune with their cycles, they also used to be in tune with the moon. I think it was that a lot of women, most women would all come on at the same time during the new moon. So I have actually synced with the new moon now. I mean, I don't know how many months it's been, but I've noticed that my body will adjust itself, my cycle will adjust itself so that I'm always on during the new moon. And this is something that women, when we were more in tune with nature, all women used to be on at the new moon and they would gather together and do ritual. The process of letting go of our eggs and our blood as a symbol for also what we are letting go of mentally and spiritually for that month. So it's a great time to do that. And also during other weeks of the cycle, we can do rituals for other things. So this brings me to number 4, which is very similar, and that is structure. So having some structure and some more grounded organization to the month, it can be really helpful, because for me, for someone like me, I'm a Pisces. I have so much Pisces in my chart. I'm very much naturally going with the flow all the time, and this can work very well with structure. When we have structure, we can also go with the flow. There's like a balance to it. Benefit number 5, which is a very powerful benefit, is that you will be riding the waves instead of being taken by them and controlled by them. You are able to kind of rise above them and use them to your benefit instead of just being kind of taken by them. And I have a great example of this. So when I'm due on, I usually experience, this is when I've noticed that I start to experience my irritable times, or my shadow side really starts to rear its ugly head in a much obvious way. So I notice this, and knowing this, I can be aware that this is something that's going to happen. And I also get to see different side of myself every month. What is it that's irritating me? Why is this irritating me? Or maybe there's insecurities that are coming up and I'm really emotional about them. And so I get to really look in deeper and ask the deeper questions as to where this is coming from, and really start to address these things that are coming through. So I will give you an example. One month I was with my boyfriend, ex-boyfriend now, and I noticed that this was something that I hadn't really experienced when I was single, but I noticed that there was these really deep insecurities coming up during the time where I was due on my period. And this was great, because even though it was really painful and difficult at the time, I learned a lot from it, and I was able to understand a lot more about myself. And this is really a great time. So where we are starting, if you think of like autumn, which is the week before we come on our period, if our period was winter, so the autumn month season is where we start to shed. Symbolically, autumn, we are shedding old leaves and things that have come up that need to be released. And this is where maybe in the autumn phase you might start to, for me anyway, I start to have all these shadow sides come up, and they are being ready to be released, but we have to really tune into them and notice them, be aware of them, be compassionate for them for when they do come through, and allow them to express themselves. And really, maybe that means like journaling or doing some sort of shadow work during this period that can really help you to address these issues that are coming through. And this brings me to benefit number 6, which is understanding ourselves better. And this is a reason why so many people are getting into learning about our cycles, because it's so important for us females to learn about our cycles in order to really understand ourselves better. It is part of our nature. It's something that is never going to go away. It is actually a beautiful part of our nature. And I have really learned so much about myself just by tuning into and aligning with my monthly cycle. It has been such a blessing to do that. So what an amazing benefit. And number 7 is that you are going to start working with nature instead of against it. And this is something that I mentioned in the first point, is that instead of going against the grain, we are going to be working with nature and in harmony with nature. We are nature, and the nature of our body is to have 4 different seasons every cycle. And this is something that once we become aware of it, it is going to make our lives so much easier. We'll be able to work with our mood swings, work with our energy fluctuations, and really start to use our hormonal changes throughout the cycle to our benefit. It's not doing women any good to ignore their cycle. I mean, there are so many issues that are coming up. I was reading a book called The Woman Code, which is an amazing book if you want to learn more about the cycle and how diet can really help you to heal your body. And what I've learned from that book is there is so many issues that women are dealing with in terms of symptoms of hormonal imbalances. And this can be, there is so many different ones, guys, from like fibroids to PCOS to headaches, acne, eczema, fatigue. Like the list goes on and on of how our hormonal imbalances are really affecting our health. So this is something that is really important for us to really start learning about. I believe that we need to take into account this cycle, and for people to be educated about this as much as possible, because these things need to be taken into account when we are structuring our organizations and choosing how to treat our employees. It's so important because the health of our society is such an important thing for us to move forwards. And if we want to be creating an earth and a social structure that is actually in harmony with everyone and the children that we're going to be bringing into this world and future generations. Does this video resonate with you? Let me know in the comments if you did get any value, because it really does help the channel. And hit the like button, hit the subscribe button so that you don't miss any other videos. But that is it for today's video, guys. I can't wait to see you in the next one. Namaste. Yeah.